It could be at the beginning of the month, mid-month or end month, but at some point many females will experience stomach ache, backache, headache, nausea, diarrhea, bloating, constipation, irritability and other mood changes. Painful menstrual periods are categorized under a condition referred to as dysmenorrhea.
When the womb contracts, it reduces its own blood supply, and the lack of blood supply leads to this pain. And substances called prostaglandins are responsible for causing these contractions. And these substances, by them, may leak into the blood and affect other systems, causing headaches.
The doctor explains that as one grows older, the pain gets less, and even more so when they give birth. But he warns that some pains are not natural and they could be due to other ailments.
Infection in the womb or the fallopian tubes or the ovaries, or presence of fibroids.
Sometimes these pains are excruciating, so much so that some females cannot bear them.
In fact, some women fall sick some 10 days or so before periods, and they will be sick throughout the periods in what we call premenstrual tension syndrome. Periods are not just mere periods. They are related to certain chemical substances or chemical messengers called hormones. And because of those hormones and how people react to them, some people react to them differently, leading to these kinds of problems.
The menstrual cycle is the monthly series of changes in a woman's body in preparation for pregnancy. Each month, one of the ovaries releases an egg in a process called ovulation. At the same time, hormonal changes prepare the uterus for pregnancy. If ovulation takes place and the egg isn't fertilized, the lining of the uterus sheds its content, blood, which then flows through the vagina. This is a menstrual period. And when the pain and bleeding becomes unbearable,
up to 80 to 90% of diseases are caused or worsened by stress. Once you have a stressful condition, then you are likely to have other conditions either worsening or coming in.
It is recommended that during this period, those experiencing menses should avoid wheat and dairy products, alcohol, caffeine, refined sugar, and fatty foods.
People take painkillers for periods, and when you take painkillers, you should know that you are actually stopping ovulation and may affect one's fertility.
He acknowledges that sometimes the situation might require medication, but the medicine should have been prescribed by a doctor and not bought off the counter. He encourages those experiencing the natural process to exercise, eat fresh vegetables, whole grains, fruits, and reduce salt intake. He also recommends that young females are counseled on what to expect before they experience their first menses.
It used to happen a long time ago. Before a girl goes for her periods, she is counseled and she knows what is going to happen. But now kids get into periods by accident. They don't know what's happening to them. So their mind will actually worsen their pain.
And as we conclude our interview, I ask why it is now common for girls of 8, 9 and 10 years to begin their periods, when back in the day most started out at age 12 or 13.
The way we live these days, the food we eat, and so many other things, presence of pesticides, plastics, there are certain substances called endocrine disruptors in our foods, in our drinks. This is happening more in children in towns, the ones who are feeding on this chicken. If you are eating chicken which grows in 3 months, there are certain substances which make it grow, and therefore some of them will go into your system and cause that.
Some soaps and toothpastes that children take to boarding school have also been cited as the cause for early menses, since they contain a substance called triclosan, which disrupts the endocrine system and causes children to have early periods. Josephine Karunji, NTV.